Right here tonight at 5, the winter storm came down 11 days ago, and this evening we are now learning that 6 Kentuckians have died from the recent ice and snowstorms since last week. Hello everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. According to Governor Andy Beshear, most of the deaths were from excursions while shoveling snow, and it's something that we've been warning is extremely dangerous under physical stress in these colder conditions.
This work is often dangerous, even if you might not think it is. Shoveling heavy, wet snow can cause back injuries, and it can cause heart attacks. And it can also make it harder, or make it take longer for first responders to get to you if you have a medical emergency.
As the next wave of cold air is moving in next week, the governor also wants to remind you not to use generators in your house and make sure you're using space heaters safely, as fires are a lot more common right now in the winter time. I'm hearing 50 degrees tomorrow, possibly, Connie. I mean, that's a heat wave from what we have been experiencing.
Really nice out there today, Ben.
Yeah, among the warmest temperatures we've had so far this year. We made it to the lower 40s, so some melting out there. Nice blue sky as well. As we look live, we've got 40 at Bowman Field, 41 at Louisville International. Just a little bit of a breeze around 5 to 10, and puts our wind chills there in the lower to mid 30s. Current temperatures across the area, we've got 37 in LaGrange, Corydon at 39, Hodgenville checking in at 41 degrees and 37 in Seymour. It's pretty quiet here this evening. Clouds and snow showers off to our northeast. We've been lucking out and getting that sunshine out there for today. So futurecast showing those 30s this evening. And then as we look ahead to the overnight hours, partly cloudy. Our temperatures tomorrow will rise even more thanks to the south breeze, some sunshine, and I think we'll overachieve from these numbers and make it up to near 50 degrees for tomorrow afternoon, the warmest since New Year's Eve. So here's that forecast here. Back a little bit below freezing tonight in the upper 20s, and then 42 at noon. So feeling a lot better for tomorrow. A balmy 50 degrees in that forecast. So a little bit above average. Our normal high at 43 degrees. Now into the weekend, we've got just a liquid system. We're talking some rainfall on the way for part of our weekend. And then just past the weekend, we've got another blast of Arctic air on the way. You might be surprised how low those wind chills are going to go coming up.
After I got that letter for truancy, he had to go to King. I was not risking a charge or anything like that.
While Jefferson County Public Schools are hoping to restore some bus service for students who lost it, one mother is telling us the damage has already been done. Taryn Bell is speaking out months after she and other JCPS parents sued the district over their cuts to magnet and traditional schools for transportation last year.
It comes as JCPS's superintendent plans to make a big recommendation potentially later this month. Isaiah Kim Martinez and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton are following this for us. So when is this supposed to happen, Isaiah?
Well, Connie, that's been the big question since late last year. We're looking at potentially March right now. We know that JCPS Superintendent Marty Polio is hoping to make a recommendation to the board at a meeting later this month to bring bus service back to the families most in need. Again, by March is the hope, but the reality is that could take months to put in motion. And parents like Taryn Bell tell me it is too little too late.
He's also been there since kindergarten as well. So all of his friends are at Young. So I was trying to keep him there that last year that we had before middle school with all his friends.
But you couldn't do that?
No.
So that Belle, who lives in Shawnee, is talking about her 10-year-old son, Noah, one of thousands of JCPS students who lost bus service last year. In November, she switched him from Whitney Young Elementary, a magnet school, to nearby King Elementary in the middle of 5th grade. Now, Belle's family doesn't have a car, and her husband battles a physical disability, so they tried TARC to get her son to school 5 miles away. Long story short, it didn't work, arriving late often and even having to miss some days altogether. Bottom line here, guys, she felt like her hand was kind of forced. She had to go with the best option, which was what was close by. This is what we have been told by community leaders. That's what they were concerned would happen.
So even though they announced 68 drivers from TARC before Christmas, they still don't have a plan to roll it out yet.
The plan, again, is to recommend it at the end of this month and hopefully get that running in March. But you got to keep in mind, too, that's toward the end of the school year already.
Right.
If you have 5th graders, parents almost ask, what's the point in switching back and forth just to have them switch a school again in 6th grade? So that's kind of the thought process.
All right. Thank you very much.
Isaiah.
We have done due diligence to make sure that this contract will be a good contract.
Henry County is switching up their EMS service, and they're saying it'll save them thousands of dollars. A new contract with the private national company AmeriPro will become effective March 1st.
WHAS11's Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Jessica Farley are reporting from Henry County. They have the details on what's to change.
Up the winding road of quiet Henry County. Changes to EMS services. Henry County EMS is currently contracted under Baptist Health, but effective March 1st, EMS services will be run through the national company AmeriPro. Henry County Judge Executive Scott Bates says it was that or raised taxes. Now the Henry County Ambulance Taxing Board says they're projected to save $125,000.
The taxing district couldn't keep up with the needs that Baptist had to pay the bills.
Brian Bishop with AmeriPro confirmed to us that they're moving to two-wheel drive vans that would be used in this rural area.
All of those ambulances that we'll have there will all be two-wheel drive, as is standard across most of Kentucky. Even in inclement weather, they're able to respond generally without any issues.
We asked Bates about the change.
Surely if they can run in Michigan, they can run in Henry County and make all the runs that needs to be done.
We confirmed that the fleet will be replaced by AmeriPro ambulances. It's the question of staffing that's still being talked about.
AmeriPro would love to hire all the employees that would be, I don't want to say anybody's losing their job, because AmeriPro is hoping to just let those people continue in their positions.
It's not known if anything changes for the EMS employees because the specifics of the contract have not been made public. Baptist Health LaGrange said in a statement in part, quote, "We responded when the taxing district came to us to operate Henry County EMS. We respect the taxing district's decision to take the service in a different direction and choose a new partner." In Henry County, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS11 on your side.
Now, even though it is the holiday on Monday, we've confirmed there is a public meeting on Monday at 5 p.m. that night at the Henry County Judge Executive's office.
An arrest has been made in a deadly shooting from late December. LMPD says 39-year-old Abraham Bellata was involved in shooting 5 people, killing 2. The quadruple shooting happened around 7:30, December 21st. Police say 4 men were shot on Garland Avenue. 2 of them died on the scene. A 5th victim was found an hour later and was treated at the hospital. LMPD said Bellata is being held at Metro Corrections on $1 million bond. He's charged with 2 counts of murder and 3 counts of assault.
For the first time, we are hearing from the Kentucky governor about the stunning announcement by Louisville's Brown Forman this week to cut hundreds of jobs. Bashir talking about what it means for Kentucky's economy. Today in Frankfort, the governor said this is just an initial action to the new Trump administration coming in, and that we might actually see others in the industry do the very same. During Donald Trump's first term, the governor said tariffs on bourbon had a multi-million-dollar impact on the industry, and he says if what we are hearing is true, Kentucky will get hit incredibly hard.
But there's no question that we see the bourbon industry incredibly worried about the impact of any tariffs that might come out of the Trump administration and the retaliation that we'd likely see. And that's me being the governor of Kentucky, talking about a signature industry that's important to us, and that's me telling you the truth.
The governor reiterated this isn't along partisan lines, but it's rather him defending a vital aspect of Kentucky's economic growth.
Tonight, Metro officials want to hear from you on plans to revitalize the Belvedere downtown. It's the first community engagement session to gather input from residents and local businesses on how the iconic space can be improved. Plans to revitalize the Belvedere have been in the works since 2023. Funding has been approved from both the state and Metro government. Tonight's session is at Central High School. It starts in just a little while at 5:30 and goes to 6:30. There are 2 more sessions next Tuesday, the 21st, and Tuesday, the 28th.
Looking ahead, expect lane closures on the Sherman-Minton Bridge one more time starting next week. I think we've heard this story before,
Yeah.
Connie. It comes more than a month after crews did finish the work on the bridge's renewal project, which has been going on for quite some time. Starting next Tuesday, the team says it will conduct final inspections on the Sherman-Minton, which will require single-lane closures for both the east and westbound lanes. Those closures are set to run from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. through Friday, January 24th.
The Speed Art Museum had to close today. According to the museum, there was a water leak, and officials believe it's related to the cold weather. Damage is still being assessed, but thankfully, no art has been damaged. Tonight's Speed Cinema screening will still show as planned. That starts at 6 o'clock. Now, you are asked to enter through the south entrance. The museum says it plans to operate under normal business hours tomorrow.